Howdy y'all, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are safe and I hope you guys are healthy. My name is Josh and obviously I absolutely love clothing, as you can see. So today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys a couple of different smaller independent brands that I think deserve a whole lot more attention than they're getting currently. Shedding some light on smaller brands and people that I think are doing really, really well. I really enjoy buying the clothing that I wear that's kind of expensive, higher end, whatever you want to call it. You know, Rick Owens, Capital, CCP, Guidi, all those other things that cost exorbitant amounts of money. However, most of the time I actually pair it with like smaller brand items just because I think they go well together. They're clothing made by a community that knows what they want, and if they don't get it, they don't get it from the higher end brands, they'll make it themselves, and more often than not it tends to be a whole lot cheaper than the designer items. And so with that being said, I just want to use these smaller brand items and use them in conjunction with my other, like, I guess, higher end things, just to kind of put them in the same context and rep it proudly. I have 5 brands to show you guys today, all of which I think are great in their own way, and I'll definitely put some links in the description if you want to check them out. That's my hope, that you guys like what you see and at least try and check out some of the brands that we have on here so that they could probably get a little bit more attention. First company up, Squishmallows. So moving up a little bit close to the camera just because I want to show you guys the small details of 2 pieces of jewelry that I have. This is from a company called Toto.design, based in Las Vegas, which is already a plus for me. I love supporting local, and I have 2 pieces. The packaging looks like this. It's just a little, like, nice little jewelry box. This one has a gold logo on it, whereas the other one has this silver right here. I used to always wear a wooden necklace right here. I'm not sure if you guys recognize it from my fit pics in the past, but I would always wear that one. Well, I have recently upgraded. Sometimes I'll wear 2 beaded necklaces at the same time, but this one right here, my newest addition, is going to be the Macus Toto.design collaboration for the 10-year anniversary of Macus in Portland. Shout out Macus because they're an absolutely amazing boutique out in Portland. But this is the necklace right here. It is an onyx beaded necklace and it is absolutely beautiful. I don't know. Oh, there you go. It will definitely stay in focus. So, like I said, onyx beaded necklace. The difference, or a little break in the black, is going to be these 5 sections of 2 beads right over here, and it is actually really close to the clasp, so it doesn't actually quite sit at the bottom. More so, it kind of sits over on the side. Asymmetrical things I think are really, really great right now. And the clasp is actually something really interesting. It is actually a bar and a circle, where you actually put the bar through the circle, and that's what holds the necklace together. So the way that I actually wear this, I wear it a little bit different than what is intended. So usually they would intend for this necklace to be worn like this, just kind of like low, where you can kind of barely see the actual different colored beads, and it's just a black beaded necklace. However, most of the time I really, really like the look of wearing the clasp at the bottom, so it looks like a little bit of a pendant, although it's not, and then you see the asymmetrical beads over on the side here. That's not the only thing that I have from this company. I also have a bracelet. This bracelet is a bracelet made of recycled vinyl beads, and honestly I think it looks great. As opposed to the circular beads or spherical beads that I have on my necklace, these ones are a little bit like flatter. But right here, honestly, it kind of interestingly reminds me of like a puka shell necklace from like the early 2000s or whatever. This one is just a plain black bracelet right over here. It adds just a nice little like black line on my wrist. I put it next to my watch. It looks really cool. And honestly, I just really enjoy wearing these together because, you know, in a sense they match, but they're different. I will say, when I had the chance to actually talk to the man behind it, I was absolutely blown away with how much dedication and hard work that he puts into making these pieces. And I really respect his hustle. I really respect what he's doing, and I really hope to see more in the future. And what I really enjoy about his jewelry brand is that he doesn't want to be the cheapest jewelry brand or the most expensive. He wants to be in that nice little middle area, that gray area, where depending on how much the beads that he's sourced for the piece kind of dictates how much he charges. And so this right here was 160, which, I mean, I paid a little bit of a premium for just because it was a like collaborative piece. But then the bracelet, usually his bracelets, if I'm not mistaken, are like 60 bucks. So not outrageously expensive, but not ridiculously cheap as well. But definitely look out for toto.design. Super great items. On to the next one. All right, so next up is going to be this kind of crew neck sweater right here. This is from a brand called Neomanhattan. I really like this. I'm not usually into graphic sweaters, graphic tees really much anymore, but when I saw this, I thought it was really cool. And not only is it just a crew neck sweater, but it also has kind of like cut off hem. So the ribbing at the bottom and the ribbing over at the sleeve is actually cut off and actually lays quite nicely on the body. One of the big issues that I find with a lot of crew necks is sometimes the ribbing can be a little too constricting. Like if you can actually see it on this one, this vintage one I have right now. So you can see the shape is made by at the end of the sleeves, there's ribbing cuffs right here and a ribbing cuff at the bottom, kind of cinching it from here. It's a pretty boxy vintage Russell crew neck, but the ribbing just kind of cinches it towards the waist, and sometimes I'm not a huge fan of that look. This one is a nice alternative to it. It looks really good. It looks a little bit more interesting than a typical standard crew neck like this one, and I definitely think you guys should check this one out. So the next brand I want to showcase is this pair of pants right here. This is by Kraftwork, which is a subdivision of the overarching brand Aint Eazy. They're a great brand. I've spoken to like the one who runs it. He seems really cool. I really enjoy everything that he's been making. He's been making both things that are reconstructed from vintage things, as well as things that are kind of his own inline product, which I think is great to do both. I don't know how he finds the time to do both, because that sounds like such a daunting task to take on so much, but he makes amazing products nonetheless. So right over here, we have basically a pair of carpenter pants that were made from kind of a stretch. I believe the original was like a pair of Uniqlo denim or something. I think that's what's on the tag. Yeah. So he took a pair of just Uniqlo denim and he elevated it. So right here, I'm not sure if you can see it because it really is all black, but there is a carpenter pant panel on the front reinforcing kind of the knee section area. That, if I'm not mistaken, is made of Japanese selvage, which already you've won me over. As you work down the leg, it has quite a bit of a boot cut flare to it. It has a released hem at the bottom here, and it looks really good on boots. Of course, I know boot cut denim is like a really big thing nowadays. Another small detail is going to be over here on the pocket. Really nice. And on the sides here, you have a waist adjuster. And so there really is no need to wear a belt with this. Kraftwork and Aint Eazy. There's a lot of different products that they have in their repertoire, and I definitely think you guys should absolutely check them out because they've been producing things constantly and consistently, and I think that it is worth your time to look at because really the amount of products that they're putting out in such a short span of time is actually really impressive. Another piece that I really want to get from them is one of their flared sweatpants. It looks so good. Not sure if you guys remember, but in my What Would You Wear video a couple of months back, I talked about this brand, Cromwell Valley. Cromwell Valley is a new, more like up-and-coming brand. They've made a couple of products so far. This pair of pants, super sick. So this is a pair of like kind of Vuja Day-esque pair of boot cut pants with the kind of large cargo pockets on the side with a strap at the back. I know at this point kind of this shape and type of pant has become a little bit of a meme, but I actually quite enjoy this pair. It is different in the fact that it is made of a different material. entirely undyed denim that has a little bit of a loose weave to it, so it's a little bit stretchy, as well as it also kind of sits a little better on certain shoes, on like boots and stuff. And I have a picture on my Instagram of me wearing this, and it was actually like pretty well received, so I'm really happy about that. But this pair of pants is really cool. So it has contrast stitching, so if you can kind of see the stitches, they're a little bit more of like a brown stitch, and then you can kind of see the branding right there. So this pair of pants is 100% cotton, but if you ever get them in hand, they feel a whole lot different. They're very, very, very lightweight. You can definitely wear these in the summer, and this will feel absolutely great. It's not a dark color, so it won't really kind of retain a whole lot of heat. And so this is kind of my go-to for hotter weather. The shape and design is very, very, very reminiscent to the Vujade like V2 cargo pant, if that's the right name for them. It has kind of Cobrax buttons here for the pockets, so you can open them up and it's easier to get in your pockets. It has another Cobrax button over on the fly, zipper fly right there. And for additional security, it has this little clasp right here that connects. Because sometimes Cobrax buttons don't have the most secure snap to them. A lot of times when I'm putting my hand in my pocket here, it'll just come undone. But very easily snap it back together, and those are this pant right here. You can already kind of see how, not thin, but how flexible this material is. And when you put it on, it's actually super, super comfortable. The pockets to the side of the pant have two Cobrax buttons right over here. And if you want it to be a little bit more secure, you choose the one closer to the bottom. If you want it a little bit less secure and just kind of like sitting in a better place, you choose the higher Cobrax button up here. Yeah, this is the Cromwell Valley, like basically a cargo pant. Definitely really cool. And although a lot of people may say, why don't you just get a Vujade pair or something? This pair is a whole lot cheaper, actually. Not sure if it's like reselling or going on the secondhand market for whatever price, but I only spent a fraction of what I spent for the Vujade pair. The Vujade pair retails for like $450 or something like that. This one, I think it was less than half that. So if you're looking for something similar, Cromwell Valley, great, great pair of pants. And last but certainly not least, this pair of pants right here is something special. Genuinely something so very, very interesting. And this one costed the most out of all the things that I have here. This one costed by far the most, but I would say it's worth it. I'll definitely put his socials out on the screen right now and put it in the description, because this pair of pants is just so beautiful. If you can tell, it's actually like basically a reconstructed garment, and the base material is actually vintage military duffel bags. It has a little bit of like a contrast knee panel right there, modeled after, specifically after the Levi's 501 shape. This one, oh my goodness, so good. And not only is it a beautiful pair of pants, this has like nice rivets right over here, very reminiscent of Levi's. It has a button for the top right here, and then zipper closure. But throughout the actual pant, you can actually see little kind of markings from the original military duffel bags, and it is just so beautiful. It's a very heavy pair of pants. It's like, yeah, it's a very heavy pair of pants because this material is no joke. But then here's the back with the pockets right over here. And if you guys didn't notice, there is a chain in the front. What that chain does is actually a built-in belt. So what you do is you take this strap that wraps all the way around, and you take the chain, and with this clasp right here, you basically affix it, and boom, it is a belt. It looks great. It also feels kind of cool too. That also does add to the overall weight to the pant, but that detail is the most unique detail about this pair of pants. I am so very, very impressed by this, and I definitely think you guys should look out for this brand. Just a little bit more of the details right there, but super, super, super cool pair of pants. I got so many compliments when I would wear these out, and it definitely just stands out a lot. But honestly, this it costed like a fair bit of money. I think it was pretty much the same as like a Vujade pair of pants, so like $4.50 if I'm not mistaken. But the amount of craftsmanship it takes to do this is exceptional. He really knocked it out of the park with this one, and my goodness, I'll have the socials in the description and on the screen, but this pair of pants is honestly, like, part of me sometimes doesn't want to wear it because I just want to keep it for a display. But of course, things are meant to be worn, and I will be wearing them more and more and more. But yeah, that's this pair of pants. What do you guys think? But generally speaking, that's about all of the things that I have to show you guys today. Let me know what you guys thought of these pickups. Do you think they're cool? Do you think they're like overpriced, underpriced? Let me know if you're actually going to check out any of them, and if you do purchase an item, let them know I sent you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this actually does what I hope it should and kind of shed some light on some brands that I think people should definitely support. But other than that, I appreciate you guys, appreciate your time. Happy holidays. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.